The Feline Apology Tour. How does a cat act in an effort to get back in your good graces? Because while felines, more times than not, won't really comprehend what they've done that has rubbed you the wrong way, by getting a read on things, cats can certainly tell when the vibe is wrong and when we are not too happy. And in an effort to apologize for rubbing you the wrong way, your cat could decide to rub your legs. In short, that's how it really works. If your cat knocks something over, claws that sofa, just does something that could be met with a sour response, if a cat is loving, loyal, and trusting, they'll attempt to make things right. In this video, we'll talk about those right moves and the signs that your cat could display to you in an effort to apologize. Interesting topic, and hopefully one that you'll find quite helpful. We got you covered. Stay tuned. Cats, well, they'll never quite get it, at least in comparison to how we understand right, wrong, and the need to apologize. The morality, the ethics involved, that detailed comprehension, that's a bridge a bit too far for felines. However, that certainly doesn't mean that cats aren't aware when they've done something that you find less than pleasing. If you've owned your cat for a long while, in the same way that you have a good read on your pet, they also have a very good read on you. And when you are not pleased and they think they are to blame, your pet will apologize. Many times the apology tour isn't in response to what they've done, it's in response to how you've acted, how you have responded. You could have raised your voice, given a verbal scolding, started to act distant, taken on a mean physical posture. If something is off and your cat connects the dots, they will attempt to make things right. Now, I spoke of comprehension and how cats don't quite get it the way that we do when it comes to apologizing. To your cat, to any cat for that matter, felines will apologize primarily because they realize that as you go, they go. This is especially true if your pet is a house cat and you are behind the wheel of it all. Your pet needs you, and regardless of how they might act at times, they know they need you. They depend on you for that fresh food, the fresh water, the litter box, the shelter, the works. I talk often about how cats, at the very heart of things, they are self-serving. Yes, they are. Looking out for number one, because so much of the apology tour is about making things right for themselves. Your pet knows they need to get back into your good graces, and as soon as possible, because in the big picture, it helps them. Just the mere thought that that rug could be pulled from underneath them will send most cats on the road to an apology. When your attitude changes, your cat will attempt to make things right. For most felines, the common road to take involves physical contact. In the introduction of this video, I mentioned rubbing against your legs. That's one. Well, purring is another. Non-aggressive and soft and gentle movements. Cats will start to do anything and everything that you'll find pleasing. Things that you found pleasing in the past, actions that led for them to those good petting and cuddle sessions, actions that led to those snack treats. In a word, most cats apologize by being submissive, giving up control. Some cats will even go as far as to bring things over to you, those cat toys, the bird outside, anything and everything in between. The length that a given cat will go to in an effort to apologize typically falls in line with what happened, what occurred that ushered in the apology tour, how long you've owned your pet, and your cat's baseline personality. If your cat is naturally submissive, your pet could grow to greater lengths to showcase their apology compared to that of an alpha feline who loves to enjoy life walking to the beat of their own drum. Just like people, cats individually tend to apologize in their own way. When it comes to your role in all of this, if you've had to scold your cat, if you've had to do some finger pointing and reinforce some house rules, once you've made things clear, just step away, walk away. Because while it's wise to never actually raise your voice to your cat, it happens from time to time. If you've had to be a bit harsh, just play it cool in the aftermath. Understand in advance that your cat is going to be a bit miffed and puzzled, perhaps find the whole experience a bit jarring. The best play for you to make is to allow your cat to return to you, to initiate the interaction, to initiate that physical contact. Allow your pet to open that door. Never force the issue. And just to backtrack for a moment, if you don't mind, as I mentioned in prior content here on the channel, scolding, well, it can work on a human level. It's not the best play in the book, but it does work. And that's why people yell at each other all the time. Folks trying to get that upper hand, to get that last word in. Any parents in the audience? Here again. It's not always the best play in the book, but tough love in a responsible and loving manner. Sometimes you have to be a bit firm with your words. Not everything is flowers and unicorns all the time. Now, when you're addressing your cat, it's a whole different ballgame entirely. They're not going to understand all of that. All they're going to do is hear and listen to the loud sounds and watching you take an odd posture. The whole episode is going to make them not behave correctly. It's going to make them confused. It's going to strike fear in your pet, possibly, over something they probably don't quite understand. Scolding can frighten a cat in some cases, and it can actually prompt a cat to misbehave, prompt a cat to become aggressive. So regardless of what actually happened and how you handle it, if your cat comes to you with that olive branch, take it. Treat them with love and respect, especially if they're making an effort to do and give the same to you. Now, in the big picture, in truth, if everything is falling in line, you won't have to know much about how cats apologize because your pet won't be taking the apology tour too often. With positive reinforcement, the do this rather than do that method of training, in the early days of ownership, over time, your cat will know how to behave. They'll know what's expected of them because while they'll never understand the true meaning of right and wrong, they will know what places them in the best position. They'll stop doing X because they get better results when they do Y. Here again, at the core of it all, it comes back to being self-serving. Your cat will do, your cat will act based on what gets the best results for them. What gives you the most happiness will directly align with what gets them the best results. And that, most of the time, is how you need to frame it. You can't teach a cat like you teach a kid. You have to reinforce the positive rather than raising your voice over the negative. It's all about respect and understanding, and while it can take a while, none of us were born as cat owners with decades of practice, but if your cat has done something that prompted a less than pleasant response from you, just sit back, allow your cat to approach, and embrace that apology that's being offered up. It's all about forward thinking, building that long-term bond of trust. What you do today can impact on how your cat behaves next week, because while they won't remember the details of today, once next week rolls around, they will recall how they felt, how you made them feel. Positive associations or negative associations. It's sort of like a vet visit. A common example I like to use, why a lot of cats freak out when they see that cat carrier, well, they don't remember every detail of the vet visit gone by, but they know that carrier has taken them, oftentimes, to a place that they'd rather not be. So, build those positive associations. Embrace that apology tour. Your cat is taking notes on how you make them feel, even if they're not taking notes about every detail. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, how does your cat apologize to you? Rubs against your legs and attempt to initiate a cuddle session or a play session. Your stories and general thoughts on this topic. That comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.